turned it off.
When did I stop it? That's silly.
All the time.
Hello? Have you been lost? Confused? Maybe distressed? Today we're going to tell you about a special trick we know. It's sort of a relaxation trick. And once I learned it from when I was in the hospital. And you know what I did? I'll tell you. What I did was, I had this pineapple juice and I left it in my drawer. And I left it in there for a long time until the cover got all clogged and started to blow up like I thought it was going to explode. It would be freaky. So what I did was, it felt kind of funny. And you know what? I drank it. It tasted kind of funny, but it was really good. And now I'm going to show you some relaxation tips from Rudy. Are you crazy? Did you lose your marbles? Are you confused? Did you maybe not find your socks this morning? Well, I will show you a trick. Hello. Are you like me? Did you move to St. Paul, Wisconsin because you were kind of lost? Confused? Maybe frustrated with your life and back home somewhere else? Well, I'll tell you, this is a pretty nice place. Except for there's a couple of things that my friend Rudy and I would like to discuss today on this radio show. And what this is we're going to talk about the mass transit system and the adjustments that we will make to improve the system, see? And then what we will do is we're going to take some callers and we're going to just in general discuss the system of, you know, all the bums and crazy people around you. You know, all those crazy people, you know, people go crazy on you. You know, I get that a lot, especially riding the bus. People come up and go crazy on you. And so we got to talk about seriously how we're going to touch this thing. Hello. Today we would like to get serious with you kids about St. Paul, Wisconsin, and all the things that we want to talk about, like I said.
Mass transit for one, and the lack of a good sandwich place around here for us to go get a sandwich.
How often has it happened to you that you're wandering around with nothing to do and you go to get a sandwich?
And there ain't nothing open except the Greyhound bus station. And we know the type of...
Let's talk about Union Camel people, see?
Yeah.
You know, people can't operate this camel.
Jesus Christ. We come in here and they tell us that we can do a show, but they don't tell us that the people that are running this stuff are a little adept.
Yeah. How many times has it happened to you?
What were we talking about before we ended up starting the show over again because of the disgusted people?
Well, we were talking about some problems in St. Paul. Like one time, I remember, I was taking the bus, I was going down to the little dinky town. I was going to look for sausages, because sometimes you can find them. Remember? Behind the pizza place?
I don't think you've ever been to Dinky Town in your entire life. I think every time you get on the bus, you get lost. See, I gotta take them on the bus. That's my big complaint right now about the mass transit system around the cities here. It's the fact that
Me too.
That they have set it up in such a manner as to which, therefore, people like Phil here, who are a little bit disfigured in socially acceptable manners, have a hard time riding the bus.
Exactly.
Me, myself, I know the bus routes like the back of my hand.
This is very true, because I've seen the back of his hand.
That's right.
And I know that.
So, today we want to discuss the ease and the the handicap and those of us that say a little less unfortunate than those who have a job. Then we will address this and we'll hopefully the city planner is watching this tonight.
But now, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how we would drive the bus with a little simulation. Okay? So you hold tight. Stay right there, don't you move, crazy people.
Okay, I'm here to tell you today that this is a portrait of an event of a typical day in a bus station person driver's life, and that this is not real in any similarities or concurrences that are brought about because of this film, perhaps, that there will be no repercussions due to the coincidence of the nature. So this is only a film about buses and what we deal with in mass transit. And that this is film and that this is brought to you by us. Thank you.
And I'm a passenger,
I'm the bus driver. And we're
but
gonna
not
show
really. No.
Show you the events that happen on mass transit in Lawrence City.
Okay, so now you're pulling up to the corner.
Okay, I'm up at the corner now. Pretend that I'm driving a bus.
Ding dong!
Open the door.
You, oh,
I need to change.
I got a free pass for the bus.
Let's see a free
Free
play.
pass, see? Phil Rizzuto, currently seeking employment, please.
I'm gonna clip it.
Okay.
There, we clip the pants. That's the first problem with mass transit, is they have to clip the pants.
There's a
Clipping the
big
pants
problem.
is a big problem for some people. Right, Phil?
I would like to get off on 19th Street, please.
Well, you ring the buzzer when you get to 19th Street.
Okay.
Another problem with mass transit is the fact that some of these people don't know where 19th Street is.
It's true.
And they don't know when to hit the buzzer.
And you can't sit right by the bus driver like this.
No, this-
You'll just camp right up
Actually,
front.
I should probably move up front. There, you can sit
Take it,
behind me.
please.
This is
Okay.
a little more realistic.
Okay.
Now we
Actually,
can
I'll be
find
start
out-
sitting sideways, actually.
That's right.
Right against the wall like this, because that's why I usually like to sit.
That's right.
People stick their gum around, they gotta watch out for that. That's another thing. How come people stick their gum around?
The reason they stick the gum around is because they don't live on the bus like some of us.
Okay. So here we are. What?
This is some of our car. I wouldn't go stick gum in your car. No, we're driving along. See, this is how a bus driver drives. He's got his back to the passengers. What I suggest, if you don't have a bus pass, it's always good to get on the bus and sit behind the bus driver. Then you talk to him and he tells you to move, right? Well, he forgets all about the pass, so you move to the back and you get a free trip. Jesus Christ, you're a pig.
It's a,
Another problem with mass transit is people like this who are very obnoxious. And they sit and book. Phil right now is displaying the fact that distinguished people
distinguished people.
that we've dealt with
But we did.
do these kind of things like book.
It's true. Oh, you gonna stop for that old lady?
No. There was no old lady, this is a film.
Oh, I would give her my seat. If there was an old lady, you should give her your seat. We
Third problem. Excuse me, Phil.
Oh, it's plenty okay for me.
Okay. The third problem with mass transit systems
Bumpy ride.
is that they're not very comfortable.
It's true.
Some of us spend a lot of time on the bus. We would like a bus pass seat. They should hand those out with the bus passes.
Bus pass
They should
roll.
hand out a bus pass and a bus pass seat.
Another thing that the bus always gives me is gas. Cause I shake all the time like this when I'm on the bus. Then we get that rocking motion going, and I can count to fix like a crazy guy. It's true. You chuck a box of toothpicks down a bus and roll around, that's for sure.
There's plenty of problems. Back in '74, I was the mass transit supervisor for the city of San Francisco. This is after I lost my job at the advertising
At the
agency.
advertising agency.
But in those days, mass transit was what mass transit should be. Because I was in program, I was the head.
He was the head.
So I used to go to some big dinners with a lot of people. What are you doing back there?
No, see, I was just
Okay.
gonna have a pop.
Okay. Yeah, that's another problem is you can't drink on the bus.
Yeah, and where's the radio?
There is no radio. So back in '74, like I was saying, when I used to go to the big fancy dinner parties
Okay.
with the governor and people like that, Ray Charles, I used to do that,
Okay, let's pretend now that we're driving along, and I'll ask you a question, okay? Oh, hey, excuse me.
What?
I have to go to the bathroom.
There is no bathroom.
I know, this is the sixth problem with the bus, is there's no bathroom. And there's no place to put your bag of cans. I've always thought you should have a place to put your bag of cans, because when you find a lot of cans, how come you don't have a place to put my cans?
That's one of the 8 problems with
Yeah,
mass
it's true.
transit. If there's no aluminum carriers for us to carry our aluminum around it. Some of us,
It's true.
that's our employment sometimes.
Yeah, and you know, while I'm on the bus, I could also be crushing them with a hand crusher. If I had one just on the side, it would take up a lot of room or anything where you hit your head on it, for Christ's sake.
Jesus Christ, if we put all that stuff on the bus, we'd probably never get off.
Yeah, we're refrigerator on the bus.
Yeah, but see, we're the only people that usually ride the bus, you know what I'm saying?
It's true. Well, that's our little baby simulation of the bus. See?
Thank you.
I hope you guys all have fun out there.
And you learn something, so remember
It's true.
that when you see us on the bus, it's because we need to ride the bus.
And you know what's next? You know what's coming up? We're having a secret show. What I'm saying here is, if you will just listen to me, is that we're going to have this amazing guy who does sponge art with potatoes and sponges. Okay? So you all get, sketch pads. We'll have a fun time with painting and art.